Hello, my name is Tom Gaylor, and I'm presenting this paper, FlavorDesigner app, capturing multisensory experiences and crafting personalised flavours for cueing their recall. So on behalf of my co-authors Karina Sass and Viva Kaunikite. I want to start by telling you a story. Francesca is tired. Today is her 45th wedding anniversary, the first she will be celebrating alone. She is holding a beautifully wrapped small box, delivered from the shop in her town selling unique made-to-order gifts. This unexpected present is from her late husband with one simple note: remember. So many shared experiences that she would love to relive. While she recalls details, their vibrancy is fading away with each year that passes. Gently, she opens the box to find a delicate pod held by a small silver spoon. The pod is soft and white cacao marbled with purple flakes. As the pod bursts in her mouth, she is taken back 45 years in one bound, to that Tuscany summer evening of her wedding day, sharing the heart-shaped tiramisu cake with her husband. She could feel again the silky richness of the mascarpone cream coating her mouth. Oh, and here it is, that tantalising bitterness of the sprinkled cacao, together with the softness of the almond biscotti, after they've been dunked in the unmistakable caramel, nutty flavour and apricot-like aroma of the Vinsanto. While tasting the dried lavender flakes in her mouth, she could almost smell the evening air filled with the intoxicating perfume of the blooming lavender fields over the Pisan hills. As Francesca closed her eyes, she felt again the gentle evening breeze touching her face, while carrying over that mandolin song together with people's chatter, laughter, and her pure joy. This story highlights the powerful connection of memories and sensory experience through food. FlavorDesigner draws on that same connection and is a proposal for an app to capture both live and remembered multisensory experiences. And also it supports the crafting of personalised flavour cues for the later recall of these memories. The FlavorDesigner app can capture live or remembered multisensory experiences. It can create associations of non-food based experiences with flavours, and it allows the crafting of personalised flavour based memory cues. The app draws on pre-existing scales from food science and sensory evaluation, as well as proposing novel solutions to experience capture. This supported users to describe actual food experiences, both that were live as they were happening and remembered after the fact. Users could also creatively create food cues for memories which had no prior connection to food. They were supported through a process to describe emotions, time periods, places, or people associated with a particular memory, and then to take each of these elements and to relate them to ingredients, dishes, flavours, colours and smells. Crafting was the final part and allowed users to draw on previously designed cues from the capture or create stages. It presents all the data that had been entered so users could select, combine, iterate and refine the most salient aspects of a cue, helping to improve its effectiveness, potentially over time and use. This app was evaluated through a study, and it was motivated by the following questions. How can users capture various aspects of their multisensory experiences? How can users be supported to design their personalised flavour-based memory cues? And what design implications and tools can support such capture and design for multisensory interactions? So we explored the initial design of the app through a series of online workshops. 12 participants took part in total, and they were given an overview of the app, used a Wizard of Oz prototype, and viewed a video of the app functionality, as well as taking part in a group interview to evaluate the existing features, content and flow, and to propose improvements or alternatives to the app. Our findings reported on the experience of capturing multisensory experience through the app. Participants noted how the app prompted them to attend to the richness of senses, as well as think more deeply about the details of each sensory aspect. For example, participants described thinking more deeply about umami tastes, as these were somewhat novel to them. For smell, participants highlighted the matrix shown on this slide as a way to translate complicated sensory experiences into more explainable and relatable concepts. In contrast, some of the more complex scales we used in the app, such as those for texture, were sources of frustrations for users, with them finding the granularity and number of dimensions involved overwhelming. Participants were able to use the app to generate a range of creative associations between a memory and various food or sensory cues. In particular, this process was seen as generative, as illustrated by this quote from participant 1. Because I was asked to think of a place, it led me to my hometown. I put all these associations that I have to my hometown, which are seafood related. So I feel like, oh, I started with this memory, but now this is something else. The final functionality of the app was seen as a nice way to capture what was really important about that experience, like a nice little summary, and this is in the words of participant 3. However, when reflecting on the next steps for using this app out in the real world, participants were less clear and suggested that clearly connecting the context of use for flavour memory cues to the design process in the app could help them when making this decision-making process when crafting their flavour cues. So I'm now going to return to the questions that were set out at the start of this study. Findings indicate that the capture functionality was by and large easy to understand and engaging, but it also challenged participants to pause and reflect, given their unfamiliarity with some of the sensory evaluation scales and their language. On the other hand, the use of creative methods for capture were appreciated by participants and paired well with these predefined scales. Turning to the second question, findings suggest that people engaged in the crafting of their flavour-based cues, but they did not fully grasp their value, despite our initial briefing on the rationale of this app design and what it could be used to support. However, this confusion about the value of the design process contrasted with prior work on more extensive in-person flavour design processes and indicates that an extension of this app towards use over a period of time may be beneficial. Thirdly, we turn to the implications for design as an answer to the third and final research question. The implications for design arose from this work were 1. Firstly, our findings indicate the value of combining selected validated scales with more exploratory and subjective measures as a way to engage non-experts in capturing multisensory experience. 2. Secondly, we suggest the sensitive integration of appropriate scales in multisensory interaction design, with a preference for those with fewer dimensions and less granular scales. And 3, finally, we promote a wider consideration of food-based tools for multisensory interaction, designing for a range of target expressions. In this case, it was as a memory cue, but it could have been any other expression or experience. And designing for those target expressions through the processes and approach of the FlavorDesigner app. Thank you very much. I'm Tom Gaylor, and you can get in contact with me at the details on this slide.